Gathamunga or Ghantakarna or Gathamungal. In the Newar community, Gathamunga is celebrated every year on Shravan Krishna Paksha Chaturdarshi. In Newarvi language, Ga means house, Tha means pillar, and Muga means strong. The Newar community of the Kathmandu Valley observe Gathamungal festival to chase away evil spirits. The Newar community in the Kathmandu Valley and abroad observe this festival to keep all their unclean objects, ghosts, phantoms, vampires, demons, aphids, flies, and disease out of their houses, community, roads, etc., and to keep them clean, strong, and safe. In the past, everyone used to go to the farm to do farming during this time. People used to be busy in the fields, and when they went to work in the fields, the house used to be empty. Because no one lived in the house or the house was empty, it was believed that the house was inhabited by negative energy or ghost. Therefore, it is believed that the celebration of Gathamunga festival is to send the negative forces out of one's home. Even though nobody knows when this festival was started, it has been mentioned to be celebrated in Lichavi era in the history of Gopal Bangsa. But there are many myths about this festival being celebrated in the Middle East too. The festival of Gathamungal is celebrated in the memory of mythical demon Ghantakarna's death. According to myth, a demon named Ghantakarna terrorized villagers by stealing children and women. He used to demand money and other gifts from villagers. His body was painted red, blue, and black, and he wore a pair of bells on his ears. As much as he hated the gods and goddesses, he used to wear 46 to 47 kilograms bell in his ears so as not to hear the name of the deities and religious deeds being performed in the society. He looked very scary, and every time he moved, the bells jingled. He got his name from the bells on his ear, that is, Ghanta meaning bell and Karna meaning ears. The Ghantakarna demon would disrupt worship and cause misery to the gods and gentlemen. Because he liked metal, he used to harass people wearing jewelry more. He used to collect tax from the people who walk on the road at the crossroads and kill and eat those who were not able to pay the tax. The victims of that man-eating monster were mostly helpless women and children. At that time, people were hiding in their houses from the fear of being eaten by Ghantakarna demon. The farmers were scared of him and rarely went out. Even during the season of plantation, the farmers did not dare to go out. All people were helpless and disappointed. However, one day, a large number of frogs came to the village and began to croak near Ghantakarna's place. The demon Ghantakarna became furious, but the frogs did not stop. The frogs croaked even louder, and when he tried to catch them, they jumped into the water. He too jumped into the water without realizing that it was a swamp and soon started to drown. The demon could not come out of it. The frogs swarmed around his head and he drowned to death. In this way, the frogs saved the village and the villagers from the demon. This is how the local people of Kathmandu got freedom from the Ghantakarna demon. After that, people began to celebrate the victory over Ghantakarna. People celebrated the festival by playing traditional music instruments, and they returned home only after burning the demon. Some even tell the story of Ghantakarna's death by falling into a well. In this way, every year on the Chaturdarshi of Shravan Krishna Paksha, an idol of the tyrant Ghantakarna is made and cremated as a celebration so that humans do not have to face the terror of the tyrant Ghantakarna again. That is why the people of the Newar community also worship the frog on this day. It is also a controversial matter whether Ghantakarna was a demon or a god, as Hindu worship Ghantakarna as a devotee of Lord Shiva, while in Buddhism he is considered as a symbol of the god Bhairab. Few others associate Ghantakarna with Lord Bhairab. Given the similarities in their looks and name, Ghantakarna is taken as an incarnation of Lord Bhairab. Both are referred to as Azudya. According to another version, Ghantakarna was not a monster, but a man who believes more in hard work than in luck and God, and who espoused the cause of the poor more than that of rich. Likewise, the Ghantakarna had a lot of sympathy towards the poor people. Only he was against religious beliefs. Instead, he believed in karma and hard work. That's why he hung up bells in his ears so that he could not hear any repute of the gods. But he died very poor and with no money. Because of his good deeds towards poor people, all the people decided to do his cremation by collecting the fund and did so. As he was far in advance of his time, the then society sought to denounce and degrade him by making his effigies to be dragged and burned. Another version of the story believes that the Ghantakarna was a good demon who helps people of Kathmandu Valley during rice plantation. Due to the lack of human force, people of Kathmandu Valley needed a supernatural force to complete their argo work. Otherwise, people of Kathmandu would die from hunger and food scarcity. Thus, people of Kathmandu Valley invite those supernatural spirits during the monsoon for agricultural help and then bid farewell on the day of Gathamunga. They would probably not bid a farewell to those spirits if they could fulfill the needs of those spirits. The spirits were so powerful that they get often more hungry than a normal person. Nothing less, people could not afford that. That's why those spirits that were called for help for agricultural work were sent to their places once the field work settles. From time immemorial, the Kathmandu Valley has been a center of tantric and spiritual practice. The tantric siddhas used to invoke ghosts, phantoms, vampires, witches, etc. to get them to plant paddy in the rainy season on the day of Akshaya Tritiya during the month of Baisakh. With the help of sorcery, they used to keep them hidden in the dark corners and secret rooms of the house all day long. At night, with the help of this ghost, complex work and farming were used to be done. After finishing the cultivation in this way, the ghost, etc. was sent away through the Tantra Vidhi on this day. Therefore, it is believed that ghosts exit the house after cleaning the corners of the house and by lighting lamps, torches and abusing them verbally. There is another story related to Gathamunga celebration. Lord Krishna's son was about to marry Usha, the daughter of demon king Banasur. Banasur was against this decision, so demon king Banasur fought with Lord Krishna with the support of Lord Shiva and Shiva's son Kumar. But Banasur's team was defeated and Kumar ran away. Burning the effigy of Ghantakarna symbolized the defeat of God Kumar. Kumar belongs to Saivism, while Krishna belongs to Vishnuism sect of Hindu religion. And calling Kumar's incarnation Ghantakarna a demon indicates the conflict between Vaishnavism and Saivism. Whatever may be the correct version of Ghantakarna festival, one thing is certain that it marks the end of transplanting of paddy plants in the Kathmandu Valley, and people enjoy this festival after their hard work in the fields. Lake dance also starts from Gathamunga, which lasts for a month. Gathamunga is a day of excitement, enthusiasm, inspiration, and a smile. There is also a belief that if donations are made on this day in the temples, misfortune can be avoided. The festival features chasing away demons from homes in a symbolic manner. In the festival, Gathamunga demons made of wheat straw are erected at every town street. The straw demons are burnt outside of a city or a nearby river in the evening. In the evening, after the house is clean, special worship is done to Kumar Kartikeya, the son of Shiva and Parvati. On Ghantakarna or Gathamunga Day, according to one's tradition, Ardhanarishwara, Agan Devata and Vairav are also worshipped. Gathamunga can be considered as a festival of sanitation celebrated by the Newar community. On this day, first of all, it is customary to clean the house and courtyard, including the entire rooms of the house, and make it holy by worshipping their revered favorite deity, Kumar Kartikeya. During the rainy season, farmers are busy planting crops or working in the fields. Since the house is not clean due to the busyness of work during this time, there is possibility of accumulation of garbage and insects entering the house to cause suffering. That is why it is said that in the dark corners of the house, in the garbage, there dwells demons, evil spirits and ghosts that cause misery plus suffering to the people. Since garbage is also a cause of disease, accumulated garbage in the corners of the house is taken out and cleaned on this day. The garbage collected in this way is considered as a monster and is packed up with inside useless plants such as reeds, sweet flag, nettle, marijuana, etc. Then the effigy is made out of it called Gathamunga by giving it as much artistry as possible, and it is taken out of the house verbally abusing it. The effigy or dummy denoting Ghanta is placed at the crossroads of the main streets. Young girls hangs their handmade dolls on this effigy to protect themselves from evil and bad spirits. Today, people sell iron rings, three-legged wrought iron nails, etc. around the streets. People buy those nails to nail it on the door lintels of their main house to ward off evil forces and also wear iron rings. The small children as well are made to wear the same on their ankles for the same purpose. On this day, people wear metal rings called Gathamunga rings. The ring is believed to have the power of safeguard people from all kinds of evil spirits. The custom of pinning 3 nails on the main gate to ward off ghosts is another memorable custom of Gathamunga. Old wooden doors have hundreds of nails pin marked which showcase their existence and history. People made their children pass over the burning fire where the Gathamunga is being burned. They execute this in the belief that the children will not get into trouble by any evil powers. It is customary to keep food as offering to drive away ghosts in this day and is kept at crossroads. There are different customs for keeping this offering depending on the location. This should be done by the male members of the house who goes out at night without putting his shoes and without saying a word, and after leaving the house he is not supposed to look back before the job is done. After placing the food as offering, an iron fork is knocked on the door of the house and is purified with pure water. As there is belief that negative energy cannot enter the house through that iron fork and will prevent the ghost from returning. It is believed that by keeping such food and worshipping it, one can avoid the tantric intervention and effects caused by wind, fire, and various mantras including ghosts and vampires. Legend proves that even in Kathmandu, there have been monks and seekers killed in Tantra mantra since ancient times. In addition to this, according to the saying, before the cultivation during the month of Asar, the ghosts were invited to people's house and invited to do some work. These ghosts help a lot in farming, but no matter how much food they were given, they were never satisfied. Since it is not always possible to give a lot of food to the ghost in this way, it is customary to leave the ghost some food during this day. Many dummies of the demons are made and placed at street intersections. Cooked rice are placed on those spots. Later, the dummies are dragged to riverbank for disposal. It is interesting to note that after Ghanta is dragged down to the river, nobody is supposed to be hanging around in the streets, or the dead monsters should come back and make a good grind of the night welders. For this fear, lots of elderly people never forgot to lock up their door from inside as soon as they see the Ghanta off. Women sweep the house and throw away the dust, suspecting that some evil spirits might be still lingering around on it. Girls of the community are also seen wearing henna during the occasion. Also, people make fire smoke in their house so that the insects like mosquito will not roam around the house after the rice planting finishes. There is also another belief that onwards this day, the number of mosquitoes will reduce. Thus, autumn starts. Those who believe in witchcrafts are of the opinion that this is a great day for the witches to invoke the blessing of their deities for the fulfillment of their cherished and design, and on the night of the festival, the witches go to their respective deities to worship and invoke them. Thank you.